That fallout from the leaked tape, Donald Trump facing it as Nancy O'Dell opens up, as we said, about being the focus of Trump's comments. Reports that more tapes could be coming are out there. ABC's Lindsay Davis here with the story. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. Tweets are now coming in from the host of the British version of The Apprentice, urging NBC to release what he calls some, quote, real gems from Trump's time on The Apprentice. Meanwhile, as you said, Nancy O'Dell is breaking her silence on air, saying Donald Trump's locker room defense is no excuse for objectifying women.
The woman at the center of that explosive tape is now speaking out.
Said there is no room for objectification of women or anyone for that matter, not even in the locker room.
Nancy O'Dell is tackling Donald Trump's hot mic conversation heard around the world.
I did try her. She was married, and all of a sudden I see her. She's now got the big phony and everything. She's totally changed her looks.
O'Dell denounced Trump's words on Entertainment Tonight on Monday.
And as a mom, well, I have to add that our kids, especially our young girls, need to know that their hard work, their achievements, their intelligence, their heart are most important.
On Monday, the Huffington Post reported that it had obtained an unedited transcript from the 2010 episode of The Celebrity Apprentice featuring musician Emily West. Trump reportedly made fun of her looks, saying, "Don't put this expletive on the show," but her skin sucks. She needs some serious expletive dermatology. And Fox News anchor Geraldo Rivera also revealed Sunday that he's combing through his collection of interviews with Trump.
Brother and I have just been starting to go through the tapes now, and there are some statements that in the context of the current climate would be, I think, would be embarrassing.
Now TV exec Mark Burnett, the man behind The Apprentice and The Celebrity Apprentice, is in the hot seat, with many calling for the media mogul and MGM, the owner of the show's archives, to turn over tapes that some of their producers claim contain damaging material on Trump. Burnett was even the focus of Jimmy Kimmel's Emmy monologue last month, holding him accountable for the, quote, Donald Trump phenomenon.
If Donald Trump gets elected and he builds that wall, the first person we're throwing over it is Mark Burnett.
Burnett and MGM tell ABC News that he does not have the ability nor the right to release footage or other material from The Apprentice, and that Burnett has consistently supported Democratic campaigns.
There's a lot of legal quicksand in terms of these outtakes. That's why they haven't been released.
And as of Monday, there's now a GoFundMe page that's raised more than $23,000 with a goal of raising $5 million to go directly to mitigating any legal costs for a potential whistleblower with damning footage of Donald Trump. George.
Okay, Lindsay, let's talk about it with our legal team. Dan Abrams and Nancy Grace here in the studio this morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
You're here to talk about your new book, Murder in the Courthouse.
That's real blood on there, by the way.
I was wondering about
Just so you know.
We'll get to
My blood. Yeah, it turns out. Yeah.
So, Dan, how about this claim from Mark Burnett that he can't release the tapes?
Well, look, as a legal matter, he may be right that he signed a contract that said that he's only allowed to release it for X, Y, and Z reasons. That's a very different question from saying, is he actually trying to prevent people from doing it? He says he's not. But he can say, I'm not technically allowed to do it. But that doesn't mean that it can't get out. There are other ways for Mark Burnett to say, you know, I signed an agreement, doesn't really tell us a whole lot.
And is this $5 million fine even enforceable?
Well, number one, it's the blame game. Burnett's saying it's not me, it's MGM, and he is right. MGM, not NBC, not him, Burnett. It's MGM that could release it if they wanted to. However, there is a multi-million-dollar punishment for anyone that leaks it. Now, is that real? Yes, that non-disclosure is real. If it was held against someone, they'd probably appeal it forever. But here's the reality. When you don't know a horse, people, look at his track record. Did Trump say it? Of course he said it. But is he going to be punished differently than anybody else under the law? No. Now, there is precedent for them to get this under Chevron versus Berlinger. It was Crude was the movie about the oil business, and a federal judge actually insisted they have the outtakes.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask about because, you know, Trump's organization is facing about 20 lawsuits, 20 sexual harassment, discrimination lawsuits. Could one of the lawyers in those cases compel the release of these tapes?
So those are civil lawsuits, right? You can't just go in on a fishing expedition and say, oh, maybe, possibly they have something, and as a result, give us everything you have, right? You can't do that.
Not going to work.
You've got to be specific. You've got to be able to say, here's what we're looking for. We know that they have X, Y, and Z, and most important, this is why it is directly relevant to our case. You can't just say...
You're never going to get it before the election, because even if they get a judge to order
Correct.
it, they're going to appeal it. It'll be all over with. And by November the 10th, nobody will want to do it anymore.
Only way this is coming out is if it's secretly leaked, basically.
If they read my book, they may get the answer. Okay, right here at national TV, I'm inviting, don't get your feelings hurt. Don't get your feelings hurt. I'm inviting Dan Abrams to my place. There's going to be popcorn to watch the movie on Hallmark, Movies and Mysteries, and this is not a date. Let's be clear about that. Don't get confused.
I heard popcorn your place, and I'm thinking, I don't know.
The twins are sitting right here. October 23, 9 o'clock Eastern. Movie, Murder with Love.
Wow, okay.
And this is out today.
Fantastic.
Congratulations on your book.